the stat builds. L is strength agility, right? I'm so bad with this.
I know Z is definitely strength HP, so...
Sorry, what?
Jackimus is capital L, Theseawolf is capital Z.
Yeah, Theseawolf is strength HP, so let's see. In the torches we have a torch, in the torches in the chest we have a torch, a magic key.
Okay.
And gold.
Alright, let me... Oh, stupid thing. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to catch Seawolf.
So we have some neighboring swamp, but it's not in the way. Seawolf decides to save right away, whereas Jackimus decides to go out and do some exploring. They start with hurt, so that's very good for lower level enemies.
Okay, I will be right back.
Alright. So I might be on my own for a little bit here, but that's okay. So we found out that Drakey has hurt more. That is a little bit dangerous.
Action Knight. Jackimus counter the attack Knight with hurt more.
This guy had a Drakey with hurt more too, though.
Drakey has hurt more too.
Yeah. So thankfully, though, because they have hurt, it'll be easy to defeat the Drakeys as long as they can get the first attack on them. And Jackimus gets to level 2. With a new spell, which was something more. I missed what it was. And he finds a town. And it's Hawksness. So he turns around and leaves.
Okay, hopefully this will work.
Welcome back. Alright, so Heal More was the spell that they learned at level 2. Very good for exploration, though with their limited MP, it's not going to do a whole lot yet. So Jackimus gets to level 3 at the same time that Seawolf gets to... Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Whoops. There, fixed. I wonder if I can edit this.
That appeared to be a low MP on Seawolf's side. I think on both of them, they both got 0 MP on their respective level ups there.
Ooh, I know someone who likes that.
I do. Yeah.
Alright, so then Seawolf does find level 3 as well.
Yep, 0. Oh, also joined by my co-commentator Mario the Cat here. Say hi, Mario. Say hi. No, don't eat the microphone.
Welcome to the stream, Mario the Cat. So Seawolf finds a cave. It looks like it'll be the mountain cave or the tablet cave or... Swamp North is the other one I'm thinking of. I do not know where he is walking.
I don't know what he thinks he's doing, quite frankly.
But if there... He hasn't found an encounter yet, so I'm going to assume that it's the tablet cave.
That's actually a safe bet.
Yeah, that's the tablet cave. So he's walking through it in the dark.
Yes. So the tablet cave Dragon Warrior contains no enemy encounters.
Though it also can be dangerous then, because if you do not encounter an enemy, you have to bonk your way out, and that can be really hard if you don't have a map. And in the chest is a giant pile of gold.
More gold is always nice in the early game. And yes, you're right, navigating this in the dark can be dangerous. There's no way to suicide out of the tablet cave. There are no enemies, so you have to or just get stuck forever, I suppose.
So Jackimus got to level 5, very small gains, but making his way up there. Hurt is becoming very useful to him.
Yes, that was a pretty terrible level up, considering he did get stat gains on all 4. 1-1 is what I saw.
And he's radiant, Jackimus, so he is able to walk through the tablet cave without a problem.
Indeed, he'll find that gold chest himself.
Everybody's rich.
Riches.
So Seawolf is choosing to go save, possibly because he's got 1,400 monies? Maybe he has a plan to go look for something to buy.
Apparently, he could just be doing a more generic sort of safety save to kind of save car crash, depending on whatever it is he happens to be playing on.
Possibly that. You are also cutting out a tiny bit.
I'll occasionally do the same thing, just as kind of a. I guess his plan is to purchase some kind of armor or weapon. Probably a weapon at this point. At least apparently. Jackimus is feeling the burn there.
Alright, so Seawolf has gotten to level 4.
Not too much really going on in terms of finding important things. Looks like both of our racers just kind of killing what.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start. They've got lower health, lower MP, so it doesn't help too much. Seawolf did find level 5. Jackimus is trying to make a bit of a break for it.
Yeah, he's running for something. Oh, he finds a blue. Magician.
You are actually starting to cut out a little bit on my end.
Out on my end, although I suspect it actually is my side of it.
So we learned that wyverns have the Dragon Lord breath. That's a little bit terrifying at the small levels.
Yeah, that's not great. So far, seems like a number of the stronger enemy breath. Oh, we find out scorpions have heal, which is
bit of a bugger. So Seawolf finds the Stones of Sunlight Cave, and inside is more gold. Oh boy.
Ooh. So, Jackimus now with another great level up outside of the MP. I think he got about 10 MP there.
Mm-hmm. That'll definitely help. It's another heal more, a couple more hurts, depending on what your situation is.
Yeah, I would say more MP is always helpful, especially with since he has heal more as well. I don't know. Do they have regular heal?
I don't believe they have regular heal. So Seawolf finds a town, it is Cole, and he finds the fairy flute.
Okay, probably not what he was hoping to find there, but...
He still has a lot of money, though. I predict he will buy a half plate and a hand axe.
Yeah, I would think that's going to be his play here. Might also just be noting down that there is magic armor here for later reference, in case he sets up an early.
So he does buy the hand axe and the half plate. Probably stays at the inn, and then he might also stock up on some items now that he's here.
Yeah, Cole is a fairly annoying town to purchase items from because you have to take a bit of a walk or use a key, which I don't believe the racers have.
And they have these annoying townsfolk who love to get in your way.
Oh, yes. There's that as well.
The blue guy up top isn't so bad, but this green guy, if he goes into the item shop, oh, it's a bugger for him to get out of there.
He's trying to shove him out of the way. He does. Okay. And yes, he'll pick up the dragon's... Checks out herbs as well. I would have to think he'll probably purchase at least one torch just to have it for the end game.
I'd imagine. I always like to buy one just in case. Especially because if there's a situation where I find a place and I am out of MP, it's nice to have it anyway. So he dons the scale of the dragon. Good job, good remembering.
Dragon scale is an extra 2 defense power, permanent, for a price of 20 gold, which is not bad at all.
And Seawolf learns that the wyverns have the
He's going
Dragon
to
Lord
attempt
breath.
to hurt that wyvern. That's not going to end well for him. Truthfully, even without the Dragon Lord breath, I'm not sure. Well, he did have heal and have won that without that Dragon Lord. That wyvern did not have Dragon Lord breath. It would have been a process. So he's going to try explore.
And looks like wolves actually have the Dragon Lord breath as well.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for that middle scorpion on Seawolf's side to breath, but So, thus far, a pretty interesting seed in that, for the most part, I say, as Seawolf encounters a green dragon, they haven't really encountered a lot of the super strong enemies, I would say. Your red dragon and things in that tier. But a lot of the enemies they have encountered, like those mid-late tier enemies, they've pretty much all had Dragon Lord breath.
Speaking of which,
the
droll!
The troll has Dragon Lord breath. So, it was actually 16 MP at level 6. Not. I had the corner of my window kind of obscured when he actually got.
Yeah, I believe we ran into one axe or armored knight early on, and then past that, I don't know if we've seen any of the really big baddie ones.
Yeah, I think other than that, someone encountered a blue dragon and got away, and that was... That was sort of as much as the strongest thing they've encountered, besides the one armored knight you mentioned.
Though again, when everyone is Dragon Lord breath, what does it matter if you're encountering the more strong guys? Though of course the other thing would be the weaker ones are easier to run from.
That is very true. Hey, it's a slime. And Seawolf. Runs away.
So it looks like Seawolf has found another cave, though a blue dragon has given him the business.
Uh-oh. Blue dragon, please.
Nope.
Yep. Blue dragon flattens him. believe, providing this Warlock doesn't suddenly pull any nasty tricks this battle here, I believe give Jackimus his next level up here.
It should. I believe he's 1 or 2 experience away, and that should do it. Courage and wit. Uh-oh. EmptyEye.
Oh, that was 0 HP! I love it!
Well, I'm very happy that you would find a true EmptyEye level in this seed here.
Yes. The true EmptyEye level has precisely 2, so it fits the Smash TV, big money, big prizes, I love it. Moving off. I will say he did get 5 strength, which is very helpful.
That's a decent help as well. So Seawolf has taken a little peek into Hawksness. I'm wondering if he's going to see what the enemy is and see if he has any chance of beating it. Or at least for further education.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's hoping maybe for an Axe Knight or possibly even an Armor Knight, hoping he can, No, I have to imagine he's just going for...
Yeah, the Axe Knight would be the dream in this situation.
Yeah, the Axe Knight, I guess he'd still want an Axe Knight or an Armor Knight. Hurt more, which do they have hurt more?
I don't believe they've hurt more, though.
They have heal more, yeah.
Well, it's a golem, and he does have the fairy flute.
Battle here. Well, it's a good thing they have that fairy flute.
Now the only issue is going to be, unless Golem has some tiny little spell like Hurt or something. Ooh, he's trying Hurt on the Golem. That's interesting, but I don't think very effective. And Golem has Sleep and Fire Breath. Oh dear.
Just about the absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little while before they'll be able to realistically fight him.
No. So I think now Seawolf really has to hope that Cantling gives them coordinates, and that those coordinates have... because if they have to fight that Golem, ooh boy.
I guess maybe their only hope, if the Golem was guarding the armor, would be that if they would cast Stop Spell on him, and then if he had a very high chance of using Sleep before the Dragon Lord Breath. That might be the only saving grace, but even then you still would want your health to be large enough to be able to withstand the Fire Breath once.
Alright, meanwhile, Drakima's also with Dragon. This is a very hot seed here. But yes, they both racers do have the fairy. Well, no, I'm sorry. Seawolf has the fairy flute.
Yeah, I don't believe Jackimus has found Cole yet.
Okay, so Seawolf does have the fairy flute, but if leap for some number of rounds, he's still going to have some issues there when and if the time does come to fight that golem. So.
Seawolf gets to level 7. They are tied in levels, though Jackimus always seems to be roughly 100 experience above Seawolf for a little while now.
Yeah, he did the early experience advantage and has more or less maintained it to this point. But really, the 100 experience is really nothing. That's basically one battle on whatever it is they...
Yeah, and also to mention that Seawolf does have armor and a weapon. That will help close the gap a tiny bit.
Yes, that is very true. Druin thankfully only has baby fire.
So Seawolf finds yet another cave. And that will be the mountain cave.
Yes, indeed. I am a little confused why he opted to use his torch there instead of just maybe trying to save his MP.
Well, unfortunately, he finds a werewolf, and the werewolf will send him straight back home.
So I would say it been found, besides Seawolf's equipment advantage at this point as well.
So I assume that Seawolf may want to find the mountain cave again. A lot of chests in there, and you could definitely find something with good potential. Meanwhile, Jackimus finds the Stones of Sunlight Cave, which I believe we saw had the gold in it. Yes.
Yes. Because he still hasn't... Pretty sure he still hasn't... If he wanted to, he could do a sort of pseudo kind of slow gold grind going in. I certainly would. But going in and out a few times if I think there's a broadsword or something like that of it.
Yeah, if there's something nearby, that can definitely be a good strategy.
I've done that a number of times in a number of seeds.
He might consider that if he found coal, though. Currently, I don't think he has any use for money, as he hasn't found a town yet, other than Hawksness.
Big thing. And Stone Men have Stop Spell, which gives Seawolf the time he needed to get away there. Seawolf desperately trying to get to that town.
Oh, dear me.
I guess Dragon Lord Breath by the Demon Knight. Oh, the beauty and the pain of Dragon Warrior Random.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. It didn't look like that terrible a start, but then once you get out a little bit and can't find anything else, it can be painful.
I mean, in a tough seed with all these enemies that have Dragon Lord Breath, at some point you almost say to yourself, is it to cut my losses and settle down and maybe grind a level or two and hope then I can hit go time.
Yeah, hope for the miracle level.
Yes.
Well, Jackimus is getting very close to level 8, so perhaps we'll be able to see what that will bring.
Things. I don't know if he's doing it by design, but he is kind of Stop.
Alright, let's see what level 8 brings.
3 power, 1 speed,
0 hit points!
and 2 MP.
Oh, I love it!
Not a whole lot out of that level, unfortunately.
Great level there. 3102, I believe it was, and no spells.
Mm-hmm. Not very exciting.
Not a great HP. I love it. Looks like Jackimus is up near where Theseawolf was, cave. Let's see, he's gonna Radiance. Yes, he's found the mountain cave.
Meanwhile, Seawolf is in Remolder, so it's key time.
Oh boy!
He can buy 2, but that's enough for a start.
Yep.
Or was that only 1? Shoot, did I do bad math?
No, I think it was 2. Jack was unfortunately getting Star Wyvern. Yep.
And so there's another town just north of Remolder as well. Very nice seaside town.
Yes. Looks like Wraiths actually have sleep. Let's see if Seawolf, I imagine he's gonna make a break for seaside town there.
On Peninsula.
Escapes the Lord of the Druids. Mary.
He doesn't even have enough money to buy the small shield, so it looks like he will just flee.
Yep. Breckenary is one of the least exciting towns to find, particularly for a silver shield, but...
and we have another town just north of Breckenry as well.
Another town. This has got to be either Cantlin or Garenham, I believe.
So either way, something good will come out of this. It's Garenham. So we'll use a key to see what's inside here. Hopefully some fun treasure.
There. Finds an herb. Okay.
Finds another key to replace his. Nice. Wow, 2 keys.
Oh, 2 keys. You could, I suppose you could theoretically... if you really wanted to. But you could do it. And this, meanwhile, is Swamp South. Okay.
He's checking for outside, but it doesn't seem like it's a thing that he wants to quite look at right now,
Yeah,
if he has to walk.
There, I can't say I blame him. And it looks like he might be going for the key grind here. The end. Nope, he's going in there.
I mean, you're only gaining 1 key per time since you have to use 1 to get in there, but at the same time, it's a small gain, and because the enemies are so tough and he doesn't have very much money to buy keys, he can only afford 1 more right now. It might not be the worst idea.
That is very true. And as a the bear party, as a positive side effect, he is also acquiring an herb each time he does this too. Out of that 3rd chest in there, so. Also, I would just like to point out early render, I think that's Unicode. So I just see a gigantic fish with that bear party. It is amazing.
So Jackimus is very set on getting through this mountain cave.
He is indeed.
I don't blame him, there's lots of potential in here.
Yeah.
So in our first chest, we find more gold.
It's always helpful.
Seawolf goes for the Remolder chest, and he finds more gold. This is actually kind of worrying. If you think about all the gold chests that we've seen, you start to wonder maybe they won't be able to do the gold grind.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. We, oh, there is a broadsword in Remolder.
And Seawolf purchases the small shield. This time he can afford it.
Indeed. But yeah, you're right. With all these gold chests...
We have a death necklace for Jackimus.
Mountain Cave. And the death necklace. But so yeah, that... a gold chest inside the treasury. Looks like we'll be finding out here shortly, I would have to think. And Droll Magi's. Lord Breath. I've lost track of all the enemies that have Dragon Lord Breath at this point.
It's quite a few.
It really is. So let's see what's in the treasury here. A torch.
Gold, empty.
Gold in the treasury. Empty, I'm guessing that's an herb.
Curse belt.
And a corset. For
How
you,
lovely.
Sparkover.
Yay! It's mine.
Yes. So yeah, there's just the starting gold chest in there. Now he does have one final save to gold grind, or as we call it, the reverse gold grind.
Yeah, if this is the grave, the reverse gold grind does have potential. Though, have we seen a silver shield yet?
I don't know that we have, actually.
Though it turns out this is Swamp North, so if he had went through from Garenham, he would have got his way right back to the castle.
Interesting. So let's see, is he gonna try and take a shortcut back to Garenham here?
Not a bad idea in this situation, I'd say, seeing as how dangerous it is outside. But it also seems to be dangerous inside.
Yeah. That's, Mr. Werewolf. Not exactly less dangerous, I'd say, although at least he does not appear to have Dragon Lord Breath.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine he'll restock his 2 keys here. And re-enter, I imagine.
Though
if he
didn't...
knows.
Well, I guess he didn't purchase all the keys in the castle. Very smart, then.
Mm.
Is he going to use a key to leave, though? Oh, dear.
Please.
Wait!
Yes. Yes, he is.
Oh, wow, and there's another town close by. That has to be Canton, then, doesn't it?
That was a little bit silly. Seawolf could actually have just exited from the head to use that key.
Yeah, I'm curious if he doesn't know that you can exit through the top. I feel like he would, but...
He did exit
No,
the top
honestly.
Oh.
when he was grinding keys.
Huh.
I mean, he's certainly experienced enough. He was a participant in... I think he would have to know that, although... I imagine that's actually a situation... Maybe he just wasn't thinking at the time.
Yeah, hard to say.
Looks like he's gonna try again. Okay.
So maybe it looks like Jackimus is taking a slight lead in experience, but again, he hasn't found nearly as much as Seawolf, so that could be a problem very soon.
Right, yeah, Seawolf is definitely with the exploration advantage, particularly with keys now. As, although Seawolf getting Star Wyvern here. Wondering if, how Star the Swamp Cave, although now he's back where he needs to be anyway, so kind of a moot point. And Jackimus meeting the Wizard of Doom there. 36 hit point attack. Jackimus 35 minutes in. I believe he's still naked, except for maybe the dragon even has that.
No, I don't believe he does.
I mean, in that sense, it's kind of impressive that he has this roughly... and getting really good use of that hurt spell.
And now it looks like he's just trying to grind. I think he's trying to find warlocks. Hoping for the next level to be the big one.
Right. You're really hoping to get hurt more. Because, you know, once you get hurt more, then it's basically expiration time. There aren't many enemies that are that resistant to hurt more. And,
yeah, and at the same time, if you find hurt more, then you're usually not worrying too much if you don't have a weapon.
right. Although, in the seed that I raced last difficult one that took me close to 3 hours, I got hurt more at level 10, and I was psyched. I was like, great, it's go time. And then the first enemy I ran into after getting hurt more was a wizard, which are, of course, very highly resistant to hurt more. Think of that what you will. And here's level 9. Let's see what happens here.
Dear me. So Jackimus gets to level 9. It's not exciting.
0 HP! I love it!
At least not exciting for most people.
Right.
I think EmptyEye is a perfect one to be commentating on this seed.
Yes, it's good that you ended up here.
EI level, I believe, in the seed. All I can say, honestly, is better them than us, Sparkover.
True enough. I'm not sure what time this was, but I just noticed that in the SRL chat, the Seawolf said, "That's a lot of fire." Very accurate.
Yes, indeed he did. Minutes ago he said that. Yes, so, the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament race between, the number 7 JackimusWedge and the 26th seed, the Theseawolf1.
So from what I've gathered, I believe the giant clump of towns are somewhat up to the north.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping Jackimus will go that way for his sake, but we'll see.
He's been spending a lot of time down south, though. Almost exclusively down south, actually, on this map so far.
I don't really remember, quite honestly. I know Hawksness is... right? That's the one that was close to. Close to Tantagel there. Also, just as a random note, bias, I'm sure there's nothing really scientific to it, but it seems like oftentimes if there is a town in a swamp, that... but maybe it's just me. I mean, it does make sense in its own... And also an SRL chat. That is previous statement about a lot of fire.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how many enemies overall have them. We have seen so many.
If I had to guess, I think we've seen about 7 at this point that have Dragon Lord. Crazy. It's really interesting to me, all the various ways that the Dragon Warrior Randomizer can throw varying levels of challenge at you. A few weeks ago, I had one seed where, like, it was very difficult, but the enemies for the were pretty fair. None of them had, you know, most of them did, and the enemies, like, as a whole, weren't super difficult. It was just, we didn't for the longest time, and that in itself made it sort of difficult to progress. So.
Yeah, you never know. There's always those seeds where you get something really good to start with and it just doesn't translate to anything because the rest of the seed doesn't really work out.
As Nescard likes to say, every seed presents a different situation and a different challenge. Druid Lords have hurt. Interesting.
Always nice to see slightly higher level enemies having hurt. Even if it's not nice in the earlier game, then you can be happy to find it later on in the game when they do barely any damage to you. So I believe Jackimus has found Remolder, or this is Breckenry.
That's Breckenry.
Yeah.
Although Remolder, he just goes a little bit southeast, I believe. You should find Remolder.
So he finally finding his first town, he buys a copper sword and a small shield.
A small shield. Oh.
I assume he will stock up on items too, though unfortunately he'll probably spend all of his money, and if he chooses to go south from here, he will not have any money for keys.
Right, although he of course, he has no way of knowing that. With the information that he has, this item stock up is the smarter play. But if he does go southeast, he's going to be disappointed when he gets there and he's like, oh shoot. Yes.
So at least if he does, he will have some guidance to know that that is definitely where he wants to head next.
Yes. Seawolf in the mountain cave now. Finds another torch.
I believe we've seen every item except for the final box.
I believe that is true now, yeah. I don't know that we had seen that torch until Seawolf just picked it up, but you're correct. And
I have
we
Mr.
still
Jackimus got
not
that
seen
one.
the final box. We've definitely seen the other two chests down there, which are gold.
So Jackimus finds Cantlin and the Shrine Cave, but unfortunately he can't do anything in either spots yet, and he finds Gardenham, which will be nice as soon as he can find Remolder, but it depends on the direction he takes from here.
As soon as he can find Remolder, and as soon as he can get a key. And green dragons, oddly enough, they have baby breath. Seal. Exploration? So I believe the only town we have yet to see is Cantlin, right?
Nope, they have found Cantlin.
Yeah, Jackimus dipped in and out of it just because he knew he didn't have anything to do there. He had no keys, he had no money.
Okay, just muting my mic so you don't hear me attacking. I am something of a heavy typer.
So looking in on the other game, Nest Cardinality has just won his match of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament versus Janice Zeal. Congratulations to Nest Cardinality. And Janice will get to go down into the bonus bracket.
Indeed, Nest Cardinality is the top seed in this tournament, so definitely a force to be reckoned with. And congratulations to him on winning his first match.
So Theseawolf wants to check out the final chest of the mountain cave, though I believe he has not seen the other two that are higher up on the second floor as well.
Actually made it to those two chests.
Right,
So
he checked the bottom one first.
He's going to go grab those first, or try to. We shall see if... And there's the Death Necklace chest. No. I imagine he'll be... Well, maybe not. Who knows? Okay, it's taking an interesting path to get there. But since the chest, I suppose it works out.
So he decides to talk to the cave,
Yep.
manipulating a great item, and he finds the Stones of Sunlight.
Ooh. So that's is very important. Very smart of him to check out that last chest there. Gotta be very happy to see that now.
Yeah, it's always kind of a little bit bad if you want to go to get the very last chest of a cave and then you find out it's nothing. Though, to be fair, he also had 3 chests to gain, so definitely in the mountain cave, especially a shorter cave, you don't want to miss doing that.
Right. So he does die. Okay, opts not to try any kind of a gold grind there. Which I can't say I blame him, especially with only the starting gold chest available, and I believe not seen one of those, I don't think.
Alright, so Theseawolf has found level 9. Let's cue the disappointment. Jackim is still holding on to a decent experience gain, despite the fact that he was without weapons for a while.
Yeah, if anything, I would say his lead has actually increased slightly. It's now about 300 experience.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, both of our tracers are still definitely with some things left to find. We have not found Cantlin, I don't believe. We haven't found Charlock yet.
We have seen Cantlin.
Yeah,
It was just to the west of Gadenham.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I believe Theseawolf saw it on the map, or at least it was within vision, but I don't know if he's been there yet. And I really think that he would have went there if he had the keys. So
Okay.
maybe he missed it.
Yeah, I don't remember if Theseawolf ever went into there.
Though I do have a little bit of a concern, because Jackimus I think he was missing 1 chest, though possibly 2. He might hold off on going through the mountain cave for a little while, and because of that, well, the Stones of Sunlight are in there, and that's a key item, obviously, so...
Right.
Could potentially hold him back, but at the same time, you know you can't get into Charlock without that, so if he finds every other cave, then he'll know something is wrong.
It looks
Right,
like
so
Jackimus is
for people who have never played Randomizer before, there are basically there are 4 need overall. And the first two you need to find are the Stones of Sunlight and a cave. Which I'm not sure we've seen this cave. Where you trade the Stones of... the Silver Harp for the Staff of Rain. And then there's besides the stones and the staff, which is the Erdrick's token. Those three to a guy we call the Jerk, and he gives you the Rainbow Drop as you access into Sharlock, the Dragon Lord's castle. So we've seen so far the Stones of Sunlight, and is that it? Have we seen the Silver Harp yet?
I don't believe we have, so I believe it has to be in the grave at this point.
Which is fairly unusual for 51 minutes in, and so far having seen only one key.
So Jackimus got to level 10. He learned the sleep spell. Not overly useful, but can be useful in some situations, so hopefully that'll help him a little bit.
Yeah. And Wolf Lords have Baby Fire.
And Jackimus is going to say hello to what turns out to be Mr. Golem. He's going to have a pretty bad time.
Yeah, he's
And you're right.
and since I don't think he's just gonna run away from that. He's gonna...
Very smart decision.
And a smart move.
Even without knowing.
Yes. And with... Okay, so I have up here in terms of experience. Well, he was. He's on. Looks like he's on a grind quest now. Just kind of walking.
Yeah, Jackimus really has not found any of the required items. The only one so far that we found was the Stones of Sunlight, which is the very last chest of the mountain cave, but unfortunately he has 2 chests to go left in that one.
This has been a pretty difficult scene. A lot of enemies with Dragon Lord Breath, and no Hurt More yet. They do have Heal More, or either, which... also, they're the stat incredibly stingy. There have been 2 true EmptyEye levels so far, and I think 1 or 2 more that had 0 single stat 0 gains.
Yeah, the levels have not been that kind so far. All of the towns have actually been found, and I believe the only last cave to find is the grave. I believe we've seen... Have we seen the Jerk Cave?
I don't believe we've seen the Jerk Cave. Not that I recall seeing.
Alright, so we have the grave and Jerk Cave to find. Though, unfortunately, I don't know if Seawolf... I know it was on his map, but I don't know if he himself saw that Cantlin was there. And Jackimus, when he did find Cantlin, he had no keys, so we do not know if or what the coordinates are.
Alright, well, I think there have to be coordinates, because... Oh.
The token still could be in the grave, potentially.
Yes. Yes, you're right. That's true. It's it depends on where the it's hiding behind the golem of death, or if it's hanging out in the overworld.
So, we have a Sherlock sighting.
Indeed, there it is.
See, it's in the northwest corner of the map. He's on the west side.
So Seawolf wishes to try the golem, but unfortunately the golem preemptively puts him to sleep and then does the Dragon Lord breath.
Poor Seawolf.
That is just rough.
I mean, as I mentioned, what their strength is, but I would have to say, even with a strength is so low, and he only has a hand axe, that unless he's, he doesn't have hurt more either, so.
Oh, we have one more cave.
It connects.
Oh dear me. So we do have a sighting of either the Jerk Cave or the Grave, but the Wyvern-breathing Dragon Lord breath will stop him from that.
Wyvern says no. What is, Seawolf might be going to try and save the princess here. Interesting play. Finds her an axe knight. Here. I don't think they're particularly to just fight. This is not gonna go well. Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately any stronger enemy is going to be really difficult to face right now.
Yep.
So is this Romualdar? It is. Jackimus finds Romualdar and he can buy a few keys, so this will open up the game for him.
Yes, that will help him out. Now he's going to go grab some keys. Yep.
And since he knows where all of the other towns are... Actually, I don't believe he's found Cole, but aside from that, you know, he can use the keys in Cantlin, he can use them in Gardenham, and he can go back to Tantagel. Alright, and Seawolf found a cave in Cantlin. Which we already do know what they are, but I don't believe he does, so... Perhaps we will see the coordinates finally.
Okay. He ran off to check his Twitter just before Seawolf scrolled him off the screen. Checking Twitter is the best Dragon Warrior character. Nescard may disagree with me, but...
Oh dear me!
Oh, Wolf! Oh boy!
Seawolf missed. I suppose didn't do the math properly, or just misstepped, and he died in Cantlin.
Could be either. Oh boy, Seawolf, what are you doing? That is unfortunate. It is, it's always interesting to kind of see the human
So with Jackimus exploring in Tantagel right now, I am going to assume that he will probably go through the swamp cave perhaps and see Gadenham from there. That would be very advantageous for him in this position, at least.
At this point, I would think so, just because, you know, and I would have to say at this point he's desperate to find, you know...
Yeah, and he knows there aren't that many caves left. So there probably would be a very good, decent chance, at least.
Right. But, as I was saying before, it's always interesting to see kind of either, you know, the mechanical error element, the controller malfunction, or just element pop up where you just do something completely and utterly silly. Casting Return when you meant to cast Repel. Not hitting up or down quite enough times, and hurt mooring the Dragon Lord instead of heal mooring. That kind of thing. Which I definitely have never done either of those last two things I mentioned. Shifty eyes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So he gets to restock up on keys, and is he also going to use the door to escape? No, he is going to walk out and save one of his keys.
He at the last second. It certainly looked like he was about to use that door. Alright, so Theseawolf has made it back to Cantland. And what is the math properly this time? Yeah, it looks like it's going to work out for him.
So we have 39 north and 39 west.
Okay. So, certainly not terrible coordinates. We have definitely seen worse. On Jackimus' side.
We'll be seeing the same thing. Now this time Seawolf is obviously doing the death on purpose, so he can count out the coordinates right away, definitely hoping for the armor.
Yep.
Though it could also be the token.
Move. Yep, I'm not necessarily... have to hope for the armor here. You know, obviously you need both of those items. Strictly speaking, the game is not a required item to beat the game, but with necessary if you want to complete a seed in any sort of reasonable time.
So this is going to be interesting. They might be...
It's the best armor in the game, defense power.
In the way west.
They're not going to be counting it out at the same time, though, because Jackimus has other business in the area, it looks like.
Oh, this is going to be a tricky count, I think. So that puts a wrinkle. That's a little bit. Going to be a straightforward count. Yikes. And I lost where my train of thought was going. Urdrick's armor, yes. So it gives plus 28 defense, which is the swamps and 2 barriers, such as the damage tiles. Can't one. It cuts spell damage in, I think, or reduces the effectiveness of both kinds of fire by... What is the sound of one bear clapping?
Alright, so I didn't catch where Sherlock was before, but looks like it is sort of in like the northwestish area.
West of all those towns, I guess?
Yeah. Which is convenient in its own way. That way, if you have a place where you can buy things and heal on the way, always nice to have.
Yeah. Kind of aids Sherlock's effectiveness as a grinding spot where you can, easily kind of bail town.
Nobody has anything of Erdrick's yet. We are waiting on finding those.
Yeah, we are waiting on finding. I was mentioning the various defensive properties of Erdrick's armor, or the potential items living in its spot, along with the Erdrick's token and critically the fairy fruit, but we already found that, so Theseawolf have found that in the coal, so.
Oh, so it looks like Theseawolf has closed the experience gap a little bit. Now within 50-ish. Looks like Theseawolf might be trying the golem again. Incredibly brave, and the Guardian Wyvern stops him from making it.
Says no. Can't think he has any chance of winning that golem fight with Dax, and he's level 10, and these power gains have been terrible. Pretty. I mean, I believe we more luck against the golem.
Yeah, we're only at 40 strength each for them, with a little bit of extra attack power on Theseawolf's side for having the hand axe, but that doesn't help against a golem who is sleep and fire breath. Rather, Dragonlord breath.
I would have to think, even with a theoretical best case golem, I would have to think he has very little chance of winning that. Just be attack power. I'd be shocked if he got 3 damage on the golem, honestly.
Yeah. And you're also looking at using the Fairy Flu right away, and then having to cast Stop Spell on him effectively, and then every single time you have to hope that he will not do the Dragonlord breath when he wakes up.
Yeah, yes indeed.
So yeah, definitely not something you'd want to consider until you have... I don't remember what Dragonlord the max damage is. I believe it's 72? Or is it a higher 70? Somewhere in there when you do not have the armor.
72 sounds about right, but he is not there yet. Looks like he's kind of settling in for a grind here. Which I can't say I blame him at this point. Which, Incidentally, it appears he has entirely made up the experience difference as well. So,
Oh, looks like you found 2 caves, Jackimus.
the jerk.
Nice hit.
So looks like now we've kind of switched roles here. Looks like Jackimus is trying to do some exploration. Really, he's been trying to explore the whole time. It just so happened. Oh, finds a cave.
So that'll be the grave.
The grave. Yep, that is indeed Garen's grave. So this could be big. There are a number of key items.
Though nothing on the top 3 chests.
Interesting.
So we're guaranteed that the harp is in here, I believe. But past that, nothing else is guaranteed.
That's true. I think you have to hope that probably Erdrick's sword might be the other item in here.
Potentially, though we also do have Sherlock for that.
Yes.
I do not have a bot command for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer, unfortunately. So, to explain about the Dragon Warrior Randomizer, pretty much just about everything is randomized. The map is randomized, the treasure chest contents are randomized, and as well the 3 searchable spots on the map. Enemy attacks are randomized, and they can also have spells they normally do not, though their health and experience is the same, as well as cave layouts are the same. Item shop, or rather weapon shops, are randomized for what they contain, though the prices of the weapons and the weapon stats remain the same. Did I miss anything?
Well, weapons and armor shops are actually what is randomized. Item shops are not. Item shops will still have their normal contents.
Oh, did I reverse that? Yes. Weapon. Armor shops.
And the 3rd floor chest, silver harp. The bottom chest, or I guess that's bottom chest, was another corset for you, Sparkover, the cursed belt.
So Jackimus has the harp.
That side's Jackimus. I was losing it for a second. Oh yeah,
Nightwolf asks, what about monster locations? And yes, although monster with beginning with version 1.3, but at least in theory, the enemies immediately surrounding the castle are not too difficult. But that said, those quote-unquote easy enemies can definitely still have super powerful abilities that will destroy.
Yeah, even if you have Slimes and Drakies, they can still have Hermore or Dragonlord Breath. So in this time, Seawolf actually has taken the lead and is the first one to hit level 11.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what that brings us. Power, woohoo. 12 hit points, and was that 0 MP? I love it.
Yes, that was. So Jackimus is doing the gold grind on the starting gold chest. Definitely not something you'll see often, but it is the only option right now. Maybe he's just even looking for slightly better upgrades.
I would have to think so. I still don't think... I'm not sure they checked the Cantlin weapon and armor shop.
I don't believe they do. The darn merchant was on Twitter and Facebook all day.
Right. Yeah, the merchant number A, or merchant number 1 was, yeah, he was busy checking his social media accounts there, checking his Instagram, whatever. And I'm not sure that they checked the other 2 either. So, but I still don't believe we We have found a silver shield. We found a magic armor. I believe we found a flame sword. I don't think... So. And Seawolf apparently gonna try the golem again? Okay.
By the way, my golem fighting strategy doesn't even apply right now because they don't even have stop spell.
Right. Oh, he did manage to do 12 to the golem. Okay, well, that's something. That's more than I expected, I'll be honest.
So let's see, what did Jackimus gold grind to? He got 5638 gold. Possibly for a broadsword and a full plate? Maybe a large shield?
Well, I'm not sure we've even seen a large shield, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just speculating here. Maybe even just because he knows he didn't check Canlin, that he will possibly find one there.
Maybe.
So another failed golem attempt, unfortunately.
Right, it's extremely strange that he did 12 hit points of damage. Expected him to do. The teacher was honestly impressed that he even got the 12 damage on that one. So, Jackimus grinding up some...
Gotta get some extra sword magicians.
Yes, indeed. So, there is in this game, which we used to execute, you saw him opening a chest over and over. The very is instead of tempering the chest in the game, because of a desire to avoid you accidentally soft locking the game. Like if you open a chest that contains a key item and you accidentally, let's say, instead of permanently getting rid of a chest, when you open a chest, the game just kind of moves it. And the thing is that allocated memory only has space for 8 chests. Out repeatedly. Oh yeah, I am. Wow. So basically, if you... Okay, wants to take over this explanation, because I'm cutting in and out, it looks.
Yeah, I don't know the exact thing for what exactly makes it happen, but it's something along the lines of data in the game being moved around, and so when the chess glitch comes into play, the game just doesn't quite entirely know how to display that. And then you get things like the sword magician or the axe ghost. And
Sword
here's a little bit of...
is my favorite.
Oh, yes. So here's just a little bit of a gold grind thing for what everyone needs to know. So yes, while that explanation was going on... Oh gee, I did just miss if Jackimus got something from Breckenry, but he did buy the full plate and the large shield.
But I believe he did purchase a full plate from Garanham.
Yeah, full plate and a large shield from Canlin, actually. Let's see if I can find it on my phone stream. I cannot. If anybody happened to notice with Jackimus, if you bought a weapon in Breckenry, that's good. But he is going into Remolder, so it looks like he's going to buy a weapon here, so maybe I am saved. Broadsword, nice. So Jackimus is now the one with the better armor. Just about the best you can do with a smaller gold grind. Because normally in the randomizer, your best hope is to have a chest that's like roughly like 550 to 750-ish gold. And that obviously is a lot faster than gold grinding at 120 per chest. But because that's not an option in this one, because we found like all of the gold chests early on outside of Tentagel, he is pretty well equipped for what he had to work with.
Yes, indeed.
Though Jackimus looks like now he's behind around 400 experience, if I saw from the things flashing. Though now his better equipment might help a little bit as well. Though he still does need to walk through the mountain cave again.
Yes.
Other than that, his only priorities are, well, get through Hawksness and get the token, or map spot. So it'll be very interesting to see what their plan is for tackling the map spot, just because it looks like it's going to be a very windy road. Are they going to decide to find the princess? Fight the princess? Find the princess?
It looks like Jack or Theseawolf may be counting it right now. So you did go down to the corner he was eyeing on the map earlier.
Hmm.
I have to think that's the least bad option at this point.
Yeah, I don't believe Jackimus knows that there's an Axe Knight guarding the princess. So Theseawolf finds the jerk. I believe Jackimus saw that cave, though I don't know if he had entered it himself. Though now I believe we have seen everything. I do need to fix Nightbot, I know. So Theseawolf is in the grave. If he can get far enough, he will be finding the harp. And Jackimus gets to level 11.
There we go. Wasn't Theseawolf already in the grave earlier?
I believe it was just Jackimus who was in the grave.
Okay, you might be right.
Alright, so Jackimus, I believe that was the first time he found coal.
Right.
So he shall be well equipped with a fairy flute now. He might consider fighting Golem now that he has it, though he would be in for some bad surprise.
Although he doesn't know that yet, so yeah, he might consider that gamble. Especially
Oh, definitely. I mean, in most situations, if I have heal more in the fairy flute, I would feel pretty good about fighting the golem, but there are some secrets that he doesn't know about.
and Seawolf set to grab the silver heart.
Oh dear, so Stonemen also have Dragon Lord Breath. So Seawolf is just about to the bottom of the grave. Though actually, I think at this point, technically you're walking back upstairs, but we all know what we mean.
It's like Jackimus about to fight the golem and learn the truth.
Seawolf chooses to ditch the cursed belt, I wonder why. And I suppose with no outside spell, looks like he might try and walk out. So Jackimus gets very lucky with the golem just physically attacking him.
Indeed. Now he's gonna heal more.
There we go. The fire breath. 472.
He was getting pretty lucky there.
He
Up
was.
to that point.
Though interestingly enough, with the stats, Seawolf actually does have 73 health, so if we are right with it being 72 health for being the max Dragon Lord Breath damage, actually has potential to kill the golem. However, Jackimus being on the strength agility build only has a max of 68 HP, making it a very risky fight.
Yes.
Yeah, still in that situation, even with 73 max health, it would still be pretty dangerous because then you have to put the golem back to sleep and heal yourself and hope that nobody, that the golem doesn't wake up to hurt you. So it's
Yes.
by no means a safe fight, though technically safer now.
Right, true enough. And meanwhile, we see, she's opting to fight the Axe Knight now, and, the Axe Knight doesn't have any other... It's gonna be a slow process, but he should be able to win this, and, it's Princess Gwaelin.
Yeah, having a fair amount of MP will definitely help with that. Just to be able to cover your heal mores. And Axe Knight has been defeated.
There we go.
So I suppose very shortly we will find out how well, to be fair, we already do know that Hawksness is necessary, though having the armor would make the fight a whole lot easier.
Yes, it's true. Because we've seen every token, right? So...
Yeah, we can guarantee that the armor and the token are in one of the two spots.
Yeah, or respectively the overworld and Hawksnest switch.
And Jackimus has closed the experience gap a little bit, now looking like they're about 100 roughly apart.
Yeah, he's actually closed it quite a bit, I'd say. About 50 experience over.
Yeah.
Once again, the princess has been rescued from the castle's basement.
She was downstairs all along.
Yep. Basement.
Ah, so romantic, giving the love of your life a torch
Torch.
to remember you by.
Yes. Didn't give her a cursed belt, though. Did not give her a corset.
So it looks like Jackimus is thinking that it'll be a smart decision just to go straight to Garenham through the swamp cave, possibly to get closer to the coordinates. I definitely agree with this decision. I feel like that's in the generally right idea. Area. Not idea. Words!
Words are hard.
Yeah, usually.
So, this has been quite the siege so far. We're an hour and a half in, and I would have to... to the end, I don't think.
No, it looks like we've still got a while to go. I mean, it'll be a little bit of a turning point here to find out exactly which item is on the map.
Right.
So Jackimus exchanges the harp for the Staff of Rain.
Staff of Rain, yep. Good news. His job, not checking Instagram this time.
Oops, oh gee. I just minimized everything. I was about to say I am not sure why, but... Sorry, oh gee, that's hiding the windows. Sorry, everybody. There we go.
You have literally minimized everything.
I did not realize that when I minimized everything, everything would disappear on the stream as well. But anyway, I was about to say that I just realized that the harp is not appearing on Seawolf's side, and I've noticed this happen before, where it seems to only let you show the first person for me who gets the harp for it to show up, and then past that, it doesn't seem to show up. So he does have the harp. I can confirm this. I saw it with eyes.
Interesting. But yes. Something like that before.
So it is the token on the map. The golem with sleep and Dragonlord breath is guarding the armor. Now, thankfully, the token is located very conveniently right next to the jerk, so I can only believe that Jackimus is going to get the rainbow drop. Oh, but he doesn't have the stones right now, actually.
No, he has not gone back to the mountain cave.
Though he does have to know that is the final location that he has to finish searching. They are currently 40 experience apart from each other.
Wow. I have to say, Jackimus probably has him because he has the information that he does need to Hawksness for Erdrick's armor. Meanwhile, Seawolf gonna exchange the harp.
Hopefully the staff will show up. Alright, so the staff does show up. I'm just not entirely sure why that the harp has that error, but now that we have the staff, it's covered anyway. So Jackimus is back to the mountain cave. He will find what he needs pretty quickly. Hopefully. There are Dragon Lord breath things in here. When is the next level? 3,000 experience? Yes.
When the next level was.
And the two racers are currently 1 experience apart from each other.
That is amazing.
Though it does look like they are currently both just trying to run from everything they can because they are on missions. And Jackimus finds the Stones of Sunlight. Dropping the Dragon Scale. Now you don't actually lose the defensive bonus when you do that. So for freeing up inventory space, it's not a bad decision.
The Dragon Scale. Even after I've used it, I'm not always a fan of... I know you can discard it at that point, but...
I try not to, just in case I forget that I got it, that I still have it. I can be a forgetful one. Exactly what Seawolf is trying to do right now, I'm not entirely sure, unless he's just trying to scout out the land and attempting to count, but I somehow doubt that's the case, unless he's just looking for a landmark. Ah, he is counting. He has his mouse there. I think, yeah, he's counting the tiles from the bottom land to the top land.
Oh yeah, I see the mouse cursor strap there.
I would be doing that myself. Actually, I say that, but the truth is I would have just rescued Gwaelin personally, but yeah, he is trying to count it out. And once he does get to the token, he'll be able to make the rainbow drop right away, since he does have all the necessary components, and the Drake will be right there.
Definitely going too far north from what we've seen.
I think he's too far west.
No. The token was right between the 2 caves.
Yeah, I believe the token was pretty close to the west edge of the map, actually.
Okay.
Though he is off course right now, for sure. And thwarted by a stone man with Dragon Lord breath.
Excuse me. The Star Wyvern's hit points have been reduced by 6. Okay then.
So it looks like Seawolf is actually going to go rescue the princess now.
Yep. Since he's there anyway, probably a smart move.
So now that we have the rainbow drop, there could potentially be something new, which would be go into Sherlock and see if you can find the sword. Sherlock can... Oh, except for the fact that you don't know the armor, so... The glass would
the
hurt.
armor, yeah.
Dear me, what a situation to be in. You're not that strong, and fighting the golem is difficult, but he's guarding the armor. But the glass is guarding Sherlock.
Yeah, it's at that point. Nope, I was the top floor of Sherlock for a grind spot, but not with the terrible, awful attack.
Yeah, this is definitely quite the challenging seed.
Yeah, this is definitely probably the seed we've seen thus far in the tournament.
And the start itself wasn't even that bad since you started off with hurt, but once you sort of got out of the starting zone, it was just like, hello, we all have Dragon Lord breath.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
It looks like Jackimus is going to grind this dragon for his next level.
No way, this blue dragon here.
About 6 damage at a time.
Oh, well, the dodge. Oh no.
Ooh.
Shucks, after all that hard work.
Yeah. Yeah,
He really wanted it.
that.
And we have synchronized castle leaving. Oh, except they go in different directions after.
The high five. Yeah, blue dragons actually have a slightly elevated
Like
need
Jackimus is going
to dodge instead of the normal 1 in 64. And that very much bit Jackimus right there. I see Lavkin in chat. So I have Lavkin on the brain here.
Oh, I get it.
Gonna hang around Hawksness. Man, smart move. Although he didn't seem to
Didn't want to
Dragon
fight
Lord Breathy Widern, so. He bails out of Hawksness.
Well, he knows he can kill an Axe Knight. He's got that, and this will give him the next level if he survives, so... For his sake, hopefully he will.
Probably the better move, honestly. More nice.
Theseawolf is getting very close to where he needs to be to find the token.
One power is not anything particularly useful. Lavkin, I think it was outside. We've had Radiant for a while.
So I believe I just saw Seawolf drop the death necklace for the token. That's interesting.
That's, interesting play. Jackimus survives the first fire breath, but remains asleep. He takes a double shot of fire breath.
We have a host from Edgestream. That was where the match of Nest Cardinality and Janice was being hosted, so welcome to everybody coming from the other match. And congratulations to Nest Cardinality, and props to Janice for running the whole seed here still, finishing it off. Very admirable. To vaguely summarize what's going on, we have a very rough seed. We have a golem with Sleep and Fire Breath who is guarding the armor, and we have Sherlock, which will have the sword inside it. It's been a long, grueling process, but it's been interesting.
And adding to that, no real gold.
EmptyEye was cutting out there, but I believe he was going to say something along the lines of there was no real gold grind, which is true. There was just a 120 gold starting chest. Yes, he's having some sort of sound issue. So I'll try to make up for that where I can. Oh yes, the coordinates weren't definitely on a separate continent, because that's technically not possible in this version, but it was a very long, windy walk. Both players did end up saving the princess. Thank you, Jay Coper. You have earned the triangle of bears.
Turned down the headphones. I turned down everything by about half, so...
At least I'm assuming you're the real EmptyEye, or the real Jay Coper now. So let's see, we've got Seawolf, who is taking a peek at Sherlock. He's gonna her walking in a little surprise, but we do have her more. Or rather heal more, we don't have her more. Words.
Wish we had her more. Theseawolf successfully got into Sherlock and is starting his descent.
Yeah, it's very rare that you will see Sherlock without armor, but I suppose he really wants the sword so he can fight the golem. And from the looks of it, it looks like Jackimus really wants the armor so he can go into Sherlock to get the sword. So, looks like they're going with very opposite strategies. It'll be interesting to see what plays out.
Yeah, I was mentioning earlier that every seed kind of presents a new situation. This is one of them.
Looking at Seawolf's stats, he's only got 43 agility, or that's strength, sorry, 52 agility. That's still not very friendly for when you are walking through Sherlock. But the good news is, because you're not going to fight the Dragon Lord, he does not need to try and save MP, other than for future healing. The sword is definitely in Sherlock. They do not have Stop Spell yet. Stop Spell would help a lot for the Golem fight, I have to believe, but Stop Spell is coming later. No, they do not have Stop Spell yet, unless my cheat sheet is wrong, but it was generated from the seed, so I hope it is right. Oh, and see. Go ahead.
Seawolf blocked by the wizard.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to get lucky against the Golem. Stop Spell would, I want to believe, would help a lot, just because then he would be spamming sleep on you that doesn't work. But, unfortunately, without it, it will not do. Excuse me.
That was not getting lucky against the Golem. Well, it's possible Seawolf doesn't actually know what the level is, or how much experience you actually need for the level. I only know a few levels later on, 15 and 16.
Yeah, we do have two different stat builds as well. Jackimus is Strength Agility, and Seawolf is Strength and HP.
Correct.
So interestingly enough, looking at the stats that I have here, Seawolf got to level 11 at an hour 14 and Jackimus at an hour 23, but then Jackimus got to level 12 at an hour 45 and Seawolf just got to level 12 himself. So they each had an 8-minute lead, or rather one did and now the other does, in terms of experience and the time difference.
Yes. Now it looks like Seawolf is going to make a play for the Golem, but attacks, then again, it's an extra damage per attack, which is going to add up at this point. Yeah, I think I have to agree. As much as I wouldn't like doing it, leveling might be the least bad play here.
Yeah, sometimes in a situation like this, trying to find a desert with a decent enemy selection can be a good play if you're just sort of stuck otherwise.
I think Seawolf heard you.
Jackimus getting a lot of tax on this golem. And out comes the fire breath after an attack.
No.
Seawolf doing a gold grind on the single chest.
I mentioned this as a possibility earlier, and it looks like he's going for it. I'm presuming he's going to get a broadsword, or maybe at this point, if he's that desperate.
Yeah, and I feel like he'll also want to upgrade to the large shield, just because he's pretty much aware that the silver shield isn't a possibility at this point.
Again, did we ever actually check the Cantling merchants? I don't know that we did.
I'm not sure either, but at this rate, I can't see anyone wanting to grind out a silver shield on the starting gold chest.
No, I do agree with you there. Well, Seawolf is still going.
He might also have his eyes on the full plate, just because if the armor is that hard to get, he might feel like going from a half to a full is a good upgrade. It looks like Jackimus might be trying out some desert spaces, see what's in the area.
Oh, the dodge from that wizard. Yeah, what, Jay? You don't have Erdrick's armor. Stop spell can still work on you. And that wizard is still hitting pretty hard, I will point out.
So Seawolf is still committed to this gold grind. I wonder what he wants to buy. If he quits now, I would say probably magic armor. But he's still going.
No, he's still going. I'm thinking... Or maybe flame sword and magic armor.
Definitely something larger, because he's already out of the range of the full plate large shield broadsword.
Alright, I guess we'll see if he stops at 10,000 or so. Oh, he's returning, so it looks like he is going. He's at a shade over 9,800 gold right now.
So I would say he's going for the flame sword. That seems to be the popular 9,800 costing item.
Alright. I blame him for, really. You know, that is going to add up with as much HP as the golem has. So even if he can cut off power at this point, he'll go from 15 with the hand axe, I believe, to 28 with the flame sword. So that'll cut off a few rounds that he'll need to get from an easy task.
Yeah, the Golem's Dragonlord Breath is really the showstopper here. Again, Stop Spell would be a nice bonus, but... well, we haven't learned that yet.
Like Jackimus might be thinking about going down to Sharlock based off his current direction. Or no, it's down to the desert.
I don't believe I've seen him make the rainbow drop yet, though it is relatively close by.
Yeah, it is right next door to Sharlock, luckily enough.
Alright, so is Seawolf going to use the door again, or will he escape? To be fair, if you want to be super safe about it, using the door would not be a terrible sacrifice of one key, especially because at this point in the game, you probably only need one more, for sure. But he'll do the little pirouette and go by what we assume will be the flame sword.
Let's see.
He does not, though. He buys the large shield.
Okay.
And not the magic armor. How much money do you have left?
I wonder if he forgot that's not where the flame sword is. Here we go.
Oh, he still does have enough money. I thought he was a tiny bit short, but he is smart.
Did he buy a large shield?
There's the flame sword. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw him buy it. I mean, I'm sure he knows that that is essentially the safest, bigger shield that you can get this game.
Okay, refilling the MP. Purchase the flame sword. He did not buy the large shield, I don't think, no.
Oh,
not
he
right
didn't?
there, anyway.
Perhaps I was wrong. I'll put him back on the small one for now.
Yeah, because he had 9,800 on the nose, basically.
Oh, okay.
When he left his grind, unless he got enough money for the large shield on his way.
My mistake. Though I have to assume he will buy one eventually, though thankfully grinding through enemies is easy enough to get the money for a large shield. Well, thank you for all your help. Sometimes if you go right to the item, sometimes it's hard to see if they actually bought it or not. And now, with his brand new toy, he's gonna go visit the golem.
First, the wyvern's gonna breathe fire.
Wyvern says no. Wyvern tries to say no.
So again, he does have the health to withstand it.
Can
So let's see,
withstand
do we
one.
get this level for Jackimus? Not quite, but he's getting very close. And so with level 13, we've learned her more.
And there's hurt more. But no stop spell.
We do not know Golem's chance to cast Sleep.
It seems... It's gotta be either 50 or 75.
Yeah, I would assume at least 50%.
So by the way, that level 13 was 0 HP! Ah, I love it!
So we have our Golem kill, and
Oh, and
there is
Seawolf.
some armor.
Seawolf defeats... That was a smart choice.
Meanwhile, the Golem has many fire breaths for Jackimus.
Indeed.
So this is going to be a little bit of an advantage here for Seawolf. Now can... I mean, I don't want to say safely walk through Sharlock, but, you know, definitely makes it a lot better. So I assume Seawolf is going to make a dive for the sword at this point.
That's a make. Although it is interesting that he's really being able to defeat the Dragon Lord at this point. So I wonder, do you just kind of half grind, half try to get some experience at the same time?
Yeah, the Flame Sword is a bit of a game changer. Definitely. I mean, it does take a long time to do the ghetto grind in that style, but the attack increase is quite useful.
Especially coming from where he was. I think right now the strength is so low that even going broadsword to flame sword would probably be... but Seawolf had that hand axe, so that basically doubled his attack power.
Yeah, he gained more from that boost for sure.
Yeah, it increased it by a substantial chunk. Probably like a third, I'd say. Not quite doubling.
So Jackimus, being very brave with 3 health, just tried to attack far against the Golem, but he woke up.
Let me check. Okay. I was making sure I didn't have Discord open in the web browser, and I do not.
I click? There we go. Jackimus with the rainbow drop. We'll now make the descent into Sharlock. Though that's a little bit of a braver decision.
Yeah, so he gets a little bit lucky with the hurt more there. I believe the odds of hurt mooring a blue dragon successfully are about 50-50.
So it looks like he's just trying to grind for now, which also is not a terrible decision at this point. I mean, you want to think that having Hermore to go down will help you be safer from some enemies that would be hard to run from, but at the same time, you also want to sort of scale how much MP you use so you can heal as well. But I would agree with just leveling a little bit right now. In his position, at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
This is a seeded tournament. Jackimus is the number 7th seed, and Theseawolf is number 26. The double elimination tournament with exactly 32 people in it. $56.50 sounds right for the next level. $56.25. Thank you, Frank, with your beautiful papers. He has some stats. They make it easy to look at. Oh yes, if anybody would like to start placing your bets on where the sword is, we know it's in Sharlock. Feel free to make some predictions.
EmptyEye with Vanilla. Why is this entire siege gone?
Dodge from that wizard.
So what a seed this is. We are 2 hours and 14 minutes in, and we are only at level 12 and 13. This really goes to show you kind of what a rough seed it's been. And even with Seawolf being, in theory, very close to completion of the items, our strength is nowhere near where it needs to be to fight the Dragon Lord. And the other stats as well, but the strength is ridiculously low.
Strength is terrible, and the HP is nowhere near where you...
I'm gonna go with middle for the chests. And by middle, I mean, I suppose it's on the left. But, you know, it's in the middle of where the little grid of 9 would be. So the middle right chest is the one. Alright, any last predictions must come in now because we are about to find out. At least I hope we're about to find out.
We'll find one way or the other. Barring a green dragon.
Okay.
Saying no.
Oop. Yeah, Green Dragon might have something to say about it. Okay, bottom right is wings.
The armor was in Hawksness. So the sword was in bottom left. Did anybody say bottom left?
Okay.
Ah, Silverfire did. I must update that weapon. Congratulations to Silverfire. We could also be looking for the fighter's ring because we have known that's not been found yet. I'm not sure. Actually, with the low strength, maybe you would go out of your way to go look for it?
He actually, it wasn't one of those other chests there.
Oh, well, I don't think it's been put on yet, so technically...
It was the next chest he opened after the sword.
When I was looking away. Well, he does need to put it on for me to check it off on this box.
That is true. He is not actually done.
The Hawksness enemy is a golem with sleep and Dragonlord breath. Oh, it was put on immediately? Okay.
Okay.
I did miss that through going to put on the sword on the thing, but thank you for letting me know. Golem is guarding the armor.
So I'm guessing now C is.
The flute was in Cole.
Yeah, there have been a lot of rough components to this seed. Aside from like a relatively easy starting with hurt beginning, and we did get heal more early, but aside from that, not a whole lot has been working for them.
You're gonna have an armor knight.
The stats at the start were pretty terrible, actually, so it's a very good thing they did have to begin.
Yeah, no stop spell has been a big problem.
14 still doesn't have stop spell.
Theseawolf does have 13.
I forgot to click. Yeah, Jackimus does have a really good experience advantage, and for most of the game, though not all of it, but most of it has had it. Though Seawolf making a decision to do a different kind of gold grind, entering and exiting the Stones of Sunlight Cave, he did get the flame sword out of that and enabled him to kill the golem, I don't want to say easily, but definitely a lot better than before. So having her more right now will definitely help him level a little bit faster, though how he is going to tackle the golem is going to be, well, we'll have to see what he does with that.
He's just gonna grind in Hawksness in general. Against the Wolf Lords and their baby breath.
Blue Dragon.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody's really found a grind spot that they're entirely comfortable with, because the golem is not a very fun time when you have such low attack power.
Everything breathes fire.
And no stop spell.
Yeah, I want to assume stop spell would make the grind easy, but we are still waiting on that.
Jackimus is about 1750 experience ahead. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Jackimus is a lot happier with Sherlock than not Sherlock. Ah, not Sherlock. Hawksness is definitely not as her more friendly.
No.
Excellent move against the wizard.
Yeah, as we had
Jackimus
seen...
close.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, he's actually close to 7,500, so... I'm wondering if he's just gonna grind up to 5 here.
So he did make it to the secret passage.
He got to the secret passage, yep.
So it all depends on how the enemies are going to work for him or not. Because he had to use so much MP getting through, or rather, either healing to get through the damage tiles. It won't be quite as friendly a walk, but he does have slightly more agility on his side. So that's going to work for him. 82 agility going through Sherlock. Not terrible. I believe Seawolf had somewhere in the 60s? And yeah, as you're saying in chat, 1.5k isn't a whole lot in experience, especially if right now Jackimus is probably going to be avoiding enemies, while Seawolf is actively grinding. So I think a lot of this is going to come down to, well, whether or not this dive works for him and where the experience is sitting after he gets out of there with the sword, if that is also a thing.
Right. Of course, the sword is going to be a huge help against the golem, but once if and when he does get the sword, he's probably still going to need some luck to actually win the golem fight. It does in fact get stop spell at level 15.
Yeah, luck is indeed still a big factor in the fight, but having higher damage will help a lot. Got 5 more heal mores right now. It's getting really lucky on this wizard with the stop spell being cast but not working on him. And he is very close to the end.
Well, here's level 15.
Oh dear.
Ability! Ah, I love it! Did that say 65 strength?
That does.
Wow. Okay, get room from that.
So we're getting very close. He still does have 2 heal mores left, so this could be very safe. I mean, we already know where the sword is. There's your fighter's ring. I am watching for you to equip it. There you go. I saw it this time.
Yep. Okay.
And he got
Yep.
the sword.
There he
And
goes.
there's the sword.
Okay.
So he had 87 attack power, and now he is 107. So knowing him, he might try and go take a look at what is the mini-boss spot here. And I assume once he is sent out of here, he will go down to Hawksness.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Right, so it looks like Jackimus is choosing to go heal at the inn. I assume maybe he just wants to grind it out until he gets Stop Spell?
Maybe.
That looks likely. I mean, he is guaranteed to get it on the next level, as level 16 is the one where you learn all the spells. Well, one
Yep,
thing is
absolutely.
for sure... Go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, I was just saying, it looks like he is gonna grind it out until he's guaranteed to get Stop Spell. Maybe hoping for a couple other big... more of a fighting chance against the Golem, too.
Well, I want to imagine once he gets Stop Spell that the Golem should be a lot friendlier. Not that we know exactly the percentage of chance of him casting Sleep, but it will help a lot that he always did seem to cast it after he woke up. So,
Yeah.
it will help. But what else I was going to
25.
say, I'm pretty sure earlier in the seed, I remember seeing Seawolf tossing away the Death Necklace. So if it does turn out that is an option with some wild stat gains, that could be trouble if indeed what I saw was true. Yeah, it definitely looks like Jackimus has kept a decent experience lead going on, so as long as he can get a smooth golem fight in, I want to believe that it will be... Hopefully he'll be able to keep it. I mean, again, for his sake, I am not trying to sound like I'm rooting for one person over another. But I mean, as far as... You can tell he's hoping for the stop spell will help him a lot in this fight, so... We'll see how that turns out. What's the next level? 9750. So about 1,000 away.
Alright, so while we're both just kind of grinding away here, what endgame stats you're sort of going to be looking for to actually be able to defeat the Dragon Lord?
Dragon Lord fighting! This is one of the most crucial decisions a runner must take. They must take their attack power, subtract it by 100, then divide by 2 to get the maximum damage, then divide by 2 again to get the minimum damage.
They then have to determine the number of heal mores they have, 8 MP each, and also consider possible double attacks, attacking twice between heal mores, starting at 115 HP, but much more at 125.
So if they think they can do, I believe the range is 157 to 165 damage, 150 to 165, then they are ready to take on the Dragon Lord. So obviously, all of us stats are a little low for that. You want your health to be... I think 97 is what we consider what you want your minimum safe spot to be, though. People have gone with less in other situations. And then your attack power versus your MP aren't quite as at set numbers, but they're more of a ratio against each other. You want a certain number of heal mores versus the amount of average attack power you believe you're going to have.
Yeah, and yes, that's correct. 97 is generally the minimum. If the rest of your... You might try gambling with 95 or 96. And MP is... Or not your MP, if your agility... you might actually want to go a bit higher than 97, but... Yes, in probably 90 to 95% of all cases, 9 minimum HP you're looking for. And the reason for that is to survive 2 max damage fire breaths from the Dragon Lord, which is a maximum of 48 damage.
Yeah, for the most part you're working with 48 being the max damage you'll receive from him, but if you have very low agility or if you don't get the Silver Shield, he can potentially hit you for more. So that's always something to take into account if you have, you know, a lower defense seed. I honestly don't even know what defense you're really hoping for, so he won't do any more for you, but... Alright, so we've reached level 16. 12 power, that's going to help a lot, and 12 MP as well. So, without a doubt, Jackimus is going to take on the Golem now. Yeah, a lot of you, I think everybody agreed that Sherlock was the better of the grind zones. It looks like between having a few more her-more-friendly enemies and also no lower level enemies like the Wyvern and I think I saw a Wolf Lord. Alright, so let's see how this golem fight goes. I want to assume it's going to be quite easy. course, he's Dragon Lord Breath, so we still do need to worry about that.
Alright, he should be good.
Jackimus isn't even going to put him to sleep again because he hasn't been hit yet, because Golem loves sleep, though there is the first Dragon Lord Breath. I want to assume he has 75% chance of sleep.
Really seems like it, yeah, I think it is 75%. There we go, Golem down.
So now both players have all the required items. I mean, technically the armor isn't necessarily required, but I don't believe I've ever seen a seed beaten without it. So I will admit that I did peek on the file to summarize the ROM, and I did notice that Stop Spell was coming quite late, so after I knew that was a thing, I knew the Golem fight was going to be a little bit difficult. If not, a lot difficult.
And yeah, the Erdrick's sword is also technically not.
True, I have seen a fair number of seeds where people have gone against the Dragon Lord with... I mean, the Flame Sword is the next common one, but there have been other ones too. In fact, I think it was a seed that people seem to recall where Nest Cardinality beat the Dragon Lord with. I think it was a hand axe, so it might have been the broadsword. But what people don't remember is that exact same seed, I'm pretty sure I beat him with the club. So that's my favorite Dragon Lord.
I think he did beat it with a hand axe.
Here's a Jackimus who's grinding for the silver shield right now.
What is his gold at? Not that far away, actually. I wonder if he did see a silver shield. That's the only thing you would be gold grinding for at this night.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I don't think we've seen one yet.
Welcome, Tristal. We have had an exceedingly difficult seed. The biggest thorn in everyone's sides would be the Golem with Sleep and Dragon Lord Breath guarding the armor and Stop Spell level 16. Other than that, quite a few things hit Dragon Lord Breath, and just a lot of bad things going on. It's been a wild ride, and not only that, but very mediocre stat gains. Though we have had at least 2 EmptyEye levels, so, you know, someone's been having fun tonight. So here, Theseawolf is going to catch up in experience. Oh. Jackimus is going home with about 1,200 gold. Or 12,000, rather. He might be selling the death necklace. That's only a couple other chest grabs, though. But I can only assume that with taking that much money, he's going to be selling the death necklace to make up the remainder of the money. Anyway, I was saying that I feel like Jackimus had a slightly shorter gold grind than Theseawolf did to get his things, but it might equalize the field a little bit anyway. We'll have to see how it turns out once he gets the shield. That we hope exists? I'm not sure if we know yet. He might just be hoping for Canlin to have one, unless he did see one that we didn't realize.
I wonder if he started the gold grind, got most of the way through, and realized, oh wait, I don't actually know that there is one.
Possibly, though yes, he is selling the death necklace, so as far as I believe, nobody has a death necklace anymore. Though that's not enough to cover it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, if that's the play, he's still about 1,000 gold short.
Unless he just plans on grinding it out because he'll be going back to Sherlock anyway for grinding.
Oh, maybe grinding it the rest of the way?
Ah, Goldman, the solution! Not quite worth it, though.
Baby fire.
Oh, so Seawolf found level 16 and has now found Stop Spell, and he is now possibly going to be grinding on the golem.
Grinding now. You know, let's play from Seawolf, and in fact, I might not even bother with the fairy flute beforehand. I might just go straight Stop Spell with as often as he's casting Sleep.
Yeah, I feel like just Stop Spell would probably be worth trying, just because you have the heal mores and the armor anyway.
Yeah, there he goes. Oh, well. Gonna go very free. Yep.
So we're still about 1,000 experience apart from each other, though this golem grind has a lot of potential to speed things up a lot. Though yes, as Zarnak says, a Stop Spell miss could be really costly depending. He would most likely assume that Golem would do his death combo.
Also, if you're curious, Mario the cat is on my lap, and he just yawned. He's clearly not as excited about this. Well,
So we've got a level with a lot of agility, but not much else, unfortunately.
3 power. A lot of agility.
So do we have a silver shield in play? Not in the bottom shop.
purchased the key to make up for the key.
Not in the vanilla shop.
Not there. Okay, not in the key shop.
Alright, Twitter merchant, what have you got for us?
Alright, merchant checking.
No silver shield.
No! No silver shield.
So he'll be walking around
Oh,
looking
man.
for, hoping to find one. And
If
Seawolf
you're
is going to
Jackimus
be-
right now, how do you feel? Oh,
Yeah, as much as I do like the idea of the short grind for it, I do feel like it's way too dangerous if you're not already aware that there is one, just because the time cost would be, well, costly. I believe we have seen every single shop. I haven't personally seen a silver shield, but I may have
I
missed
think
one.
we have as well.
But I'm pretty sure we don't have one. But I believe we will have confirmation.
Stop. He's not gonna be happy.
Oh, unless Cole has it.
Oh yeah, 3 or 4 towns rather are quite close to each other. I don't think
Yeah.
Cole was way too far off. Now this in mind, I am pretty sure that Seawolf still has the small shield, but that is not going to be a problem anyway, I don't think. 800 gold is easy to come across, and well, we know a giant agility boost is coming. Even if it won't be quite as big on the strength HP build, it still exists. Is there enough silver in a harp to create a shield? It really depends on the size of them. I find it interesting that despite the fact that we had no appropriate, really gold grind appropriate chest, people found their way.
Indeed.
We got a mini gold grind from the starting gold chest, and then 2 ghetto gold grinds from the Stones of Sunlight Cave.
When I mentioned the ghetto gold grind is a possibility,
Yeah, you called it,
for
and
a
both
flame
players
sword in an
utilized.
attempt at a silver shield.
So thinking back to the last tournament, I'm pretty sure it was a seed between Jackimus and Ness Cardinality that was exceedingly long, like a 3-hour seed. I think that's accurate.
I believe you're right. It was definitely a Ness Cardinality race, where it was a 3-hour plus seed.
And speaking of, I did hear in the other race with Ness Cardinality, there was a red dragon blocking the armor in Hawksness, and they didn't learn Heal More until 16. So,
Wow.
probably not quite the same thing as our situation, but very similar. I mean, you don't have that much chance against a red dragon if you don't have Heal More. Hello, Nest Cardinality and friends. Welcome. Congratulations on your win, Nest Cardinality. Welcome to a very rough seed. So Seawolf has just reached level 17. As you can see, we're not there. Yeah, Nest Cardinality, we were just talking about that. I'm pretty sure it was you and him who had an exceedingly long seed, and this is, well, it'll be hard to combat this one, I think. A lot of things that gone wrong that honestly, even if the players had asked me to look this up in the first place, I'm not sure if I could have even predicted this. I suppose based on the max levels that I could look at, I could have seen that, but even going to higher levels, like to, you know, this area, doesn't usually take this long. We have something exceptional on our hands here. I'd say the biggest slowdown for this seed was Mr. Golem, right here that we can see. He has Sleep and Dragon Lord Breath, and you did not learn Stop Spell until level 16. And we've had mediocre stats the entire run. Strength has been low, health has been low. MP has actually been pretty decent, though, in terms of Dragon Lord fighting. We're not there yet. There have just been roadblocks all the way around. They started with Hurt, which was decent. But then past that, so many things, so many enemies had Dragon Lord Breath as well. So I feel like Jackimus might be going to the mini-boss. I believe we saw it was an Armored Knight. Yeah, the sword also was in Sherlock as well. And both players did make an attempt to go into Sherlock without the armor, though did not work out for Seawolf. What worked out for Seawolf was doing a ghetto gold grind in the Stones of Sunlight Cave to buy the flame sword, and then had a decent fight against Golem. So is that level 18? That is level 18 for Jackimus. 5 power, 11 hit points. Where are we at? 95 HP.
I just realized I am muted.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So Jackimus is finding an Armored Knight. Hoping that is the grind spot, and Seawolf has been sticking with the Golem for a while now. We have had at least 2 EmptyEye levels in this seed.
Not only that, but there were a number of levels overall terrible stat growths.
not entirely what you're for. Perhaps to the treasury to find some herbs there. Oh no, he is not. Maybe he just likes something else on some different floors. Back to the main floor, possibly.
Going back up to the top to grind some more, I guess.
Yeah, seemed like his favorite floor, so we'll stick with that. So Seawolf has found level 18. Looking at our stats. We're getting there. I'm not quite sure. I don't quite think that's enough personally, and a lot of people were saying that 18 isn't enough anyway. Seawolf is going on an adventure off to the Sherlock-ish area. Yeah, I feel like the enemy mix might be a little bit better here, and not only that, but then you can just exit the castle and go heal in Camlin. A lot safer. There we go. Finally, I was pretty sure that he hadn't had it yet. After the flame sword thing happened. Didn't think I missed it elsewhere.
I think I agree with McGrew here. Even though the odds are probably not great, I'm probably for.
How much health is he at? 103. That's not the worst. He might be headed towards it.
Just feel more red at the entrance.
Maybe he just came here to grind to see what it was like instead.
No, he's going away.
Huh.
The wizards as well. Burn a heal more already.
Curious. What are we looking at? 16,500 for Jackimus's level?
Yeah,
Yes.
16.5 for 9. For level
So
19.
this enemy will do it. Alright, so let's see what the level brings.
Power, 11 speed. I didn't quite catch the other two.
9 hit points I saw.
9-3.
Like Jackimus will
Yeah, I think it's go time for Jack.
This feels like it is the place for Jackimus to go. So in theory, it could be a little bit close, but I would definitely worry for Seawolf and the burned Healmore.
Wolf once again talking to nothing.
But that's really my strategy. So have we seen a red dragon this seed?
We have not.
No.
For what a seed this is, that's quite amazing that it hasn't been the fun police ruining everything.
Indeed, the fun police must be off patrolling another district today.
Well, the main things that happened in this seed were terrible stats, pretty much most of the way through, Golem guarding the armor, having Sleeping Dragonlord breath, the sword being in Sherlock, and many overworld enemies having Dragonlord breath as well.
Stopped counting about 8 enemies with Dragonlord breath.
There were a lot of them. And we have an armored knight, I believe it is, blocking the mini-boss spot here. Armored knights have hurt more. And heal more. I mean, the good news here for Seawolf is that he can use a stop spell without losing another heal more, and then gets attacked unfortunately. Oh dear me, he's burning another heal more. That's very dangerous. Now, I don't recall seeing earlier the Armored Knight having both heal more and hurt more, but I know Jackimus did come down here before, so there is a chance he has that information. So that would kill a heal more for him. At the same time, if you don't stop spell the Armored Knight, you're probably using a heal more after that fight anyway.
He is going after Dragon.
With only 10 heal mores and 127 attack power, you're going to need a lot of double attacks in that situation. I wonder if he is going to try her more strategy. So we're at 10.
19.
That's 30. I'm watching Jackimus over here too now. He did know to use stop spell, so very good for him. Really doesn't look good for Seawolf, though. At this point, I feel like he needs 2 Hurtmores to hit. But he's still fighting.
85. Yeah, he's not even close.
Jackimus hits for 12. And then 15 to make it 27. Another 16 for 43. And Seawolf has fallen to the Dragon Lord. Jackimus is at 52. To make 65. Right, I believe he is at 76 now. I'm worried that I may have missed one, but I don't think so. Another 16 would make 92. $103. $118. He's got 3 heal mores left. And only has to do around 30-ish damage, give or take a little bit, depending on what the Dragon Lord has. So you want to imagine that he is going to be doing it right here. So if I counted right, that was 157 damage he did. And we will watch for the dot done very soon in IRC. Though we'll have to wait for a princess. And Jackimus finishes in 3 hours, 9 minutes, and 21 seconds. Looks like Seawolf is going to make another dive down there. Hopefully not using the heal mores. I would like to see this fight play out at level 18. That would be interesting. It takes a lot of special circumstances for a race to go this long. Anyway, I'm just inviting Jackimus into the Discord if he chooses to join us. And give us some thoughts. I would love to hear any thoughts about this game.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, just one step there.
You are a little quiet. I'm going to try turning you up some more. Hello?
Oh. On my end.
Oops. So apparently I forgot P loads up any previous save state. And oops. No. Man.
Oh, I didn't notice what happened to you because I was typing into the.
I was typing Arm Knight Surprise heal more at the very end cost me the race because I didn't know you had heal more. I was like, yeah, one more heal more will be fine. And it's like, oh, I have heal more too. Yeah, that's a problem. But when I pressed P, it reloaded a save, which didn't exist and somehow became this. So yeah, I guess I'm done.
Ah, that's disappointing.
No.
Well,
Bonus.
what a seed, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a whole lot of fire. That's what it was.
Yeah, I saw that in the stream chat, or the release chat.
There were
That was nuts.
basically
I remember counting that, like how many monsters had.
you could actually fight at the start.
Oh, the start was the problem. Like I had no problem at the start. I'm like, oh, this would be great. But anything mid-level and higher breathe Dragon Lord Fire Breath. I was like, you cannot grind on wolves, werewolves, druids, druid lords, wyverns. What else? Axe Knights had it.
Everything had it.
Stone Men had it. Golem had it.
I do wish I took down a list of everything that had the Dragon Lord breath, because that was unreasonable.
Yeah.
Really.
It was seriously like 7 or 8 enemies that had. I think.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we-
sure it was more than that.
I think it was like 12. It was all good ones to
Right,
grind
yeah.
on. No, actually, I spent those 2 levels grinding by the start for the Warlocks, the Metal Scorpions, and the Wraiths, because they're the only things you can fight without dying in one hit. Because we had like 50 hit points. You cannot fight those monsters with Dragon Lord Breath.
Yeah. That was a long one.
Yeah.
I was banking on that, but yeah, I lost that Armor Knight. At the very end, I fought a few Axe Knights I've never problem with it, and the last one's like, by the way, kill more. And that 8 MP cost me.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to see because you, like, diving when you did, with the information you had was totally the correct move, even though winning that fight were probably not great. But, you know, sometimes you just have to say, you know what, this is my best shot at winning, even if it's not great.
Well, we're 3 hours in. I figured at some point Jackimus is like, okay, I'm going to be done now. So
Yeah, right, exactly.
yeah, what happened that time? I think, maybe.
It was a really interesting race. Jackimus had the experience lead for most of it, though you did pull ahead a little bit. One thing I want to remark on, which EmptyEye mentioned we had a potential thing for, you both decided to do a mini gold grind at the Stones of Sunlight Cave. I loved that.
The slow grind. Well, we had no choice. I couldn't get more gold than 1,000 before dying, so I was like, I need to buy a sword, have an axe, and I can't kill anything.
Yeah, one thing I will point out is when I mentioned that, I did not expect it to be for a flame sword and the gold for a silver shield that turned out to not exist, respectively. So,
Yeah, that was a real kick in the teeth. I mean, Silver Shield ended up not being needed because the agility was ridiculous, but
Yeah.
you know, if I did have a Silver Shield, I would have had enough defense to damage Break a Red Dragon, which I'm also not sure if they existed.
I didn't see any, actually, no.
no, I don't think they did. They were off patrolling another district today, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, lack of strong in-game monsters. Our strength is terrible. Like, I was seeing wizards. Like, I tried early Hawk's Nest, like, oh, they fight stuff here, and see if I can do damage to. Free damage to a wizard. Okay, can't fight here. You know, just so many monsters you could not hurt until, like, 2 hours in.
Yeah, like the first 10 levels were just all MTI levels. By the way, I don't want MTI
There were 2
commentating
true
anymore in my
MPI
races.
levels in there, where you got 0 stat growth for 2 of the stats.
Yeah, you had your choice of commentary, MTI. You happy you chose this one?
You guys probably feel differently than I do, but I loved it. I
had
said to
to-
Sparkover better them than us, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coincidentally, the winner of this match will be facing the winner of the commentators.
Yes.
So, one of us will look forward to seeing you soon, Jackimus.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be waiting for you guys to race, and we'll see which one of you guys gets to play me next, I guess.
Our race will be on Friday, so we'll figure that out soon.
Yep,
Cool.
we'll figure it
Cool,
out
cool.
then. And I believe the oh boy, I'm breaking up again.
I hear you.
There had been a few microphone issues, unfortunately, on MTR's.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just my potato computer and connection.
It's also
But
Discord.
whichever of us, between myself and Sparkover, doesn't win, I believe we actually Theseawolf next. So
Oh, really? That would be interesting. I could pull up the bracket.
if I read the bracket correctly, and
Yeah,
I
this-
might not.
Good kind of look going on. You're in bad shape then. Because I can dodge a bullet either way. Oof. Yeah, what else is there? What's to say about this feed? Early hurt was nice. Scorpions were easy kills for a few levels early on. Metal scorpions even were pretty early on, easy kills with the hurt. Yeah, had to dive and Charlock with a sword. Once I found all the caves, I realized that was going to be the case. I was hoping it wasn't the chest. So the lucky guess was lower left. Yeah, I mean, AK-47, and the race pulled that trigger out of his hat and ruined the whole thing. So, kudos to AK-47.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the worst thing in this seed was the golem on top of the...
Oh no, he was a monster.
Oh yeah, the golem of doom.
The first time I saw him, like, let's go in the chest. Oh, ambush, sleep, fire breath. It's like, oh, you. All right. I'll do this last.
Yeah, I died
a little
to
bit about
that
the seed.
guy
It
a
didn't
lot.
look way too bad, but then when I saw that golem and knew that you guys weren't getting stop spell until 16, that hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's the sum of its parts at that point. And I was like, I'll see stop selling and fight him. And I waited, and waited, and waited.
I kept trying a couple of times. I'd get like a new weapon or a new threshold of power, and it's like, as long as I don't sleep for more than 2 turns in a row, I can win this fight, but just the game was having none of that.
Yeah, I got him at, I think, 12. I eventually got lucky enough with the flame sword to grind enough hits out. I think I crit. I just got enough lucky shots to take him down before he killed me. Took about 5 tries, but yeah. It's
I got him on my first try as soon as I got stop spell. It was just easy at that point.
Yeah, I got about 12, so that's when I started grinding on the golem itself. I basically grounded around him because the wizards were free kills at that point. And then once I got stop spell, finally, I grounded the golem itself.
Yeah, the wizards were a nice break once you got a couple levels and a bit of defense under you.
Definitely. Went to the armor, frankly, because they were trying to stop spell you. Actually, the first time I dove for the sword, a wizard actually blocked me from running and stop spelled me so I couldn't heal, and killed me right in front of the treasury. So basically, So, problem for Trolloc was not friendly today. There's a lot of problems down there.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
It's not a fun place to be.
About that.
No, that was an hour and a half ago. I don't blame you. Yeah, that was trouble. So yeah, the game gave us the business today. So if you tune in at 9 o'clock, went in for a quick little thing before going to bed, I apologize. You got this.
Alright, well, is that about it for the evening then?
I would say so. It's 12:30.
That's it for me, especially with my mic issues here, so...
I got work in 6 hours, so yeah, it's it for me. Jackimus, good race, all things considered. That was a terrifying scene.
Its own way.
Yeah, hopefully that is the worst one of the tournament.
I keep getting that. I got the worst 9 in Zelda 1, I got the worst seed in Dragon Warrior. Just the way.
Rough.
Oh well.
Alright, well, have a lovely night, everybody. And thank you so much to EmptyEye for joining on the commentary, and Trank for joining on the commentary,
thank you.
hosting me at his house so I didn't have to do this from a potato laptop. All was well.
Yes, and of course, thank you to both our racers for, that was quite a show, I would say.
Oh yeah, props to you guys for sticking through for as long as you did.
Yes.
Oh, it's terrible.
Alright, we'll have a lovely night, everybody, and...
Alright, good night, everybody.
I don't recall who will be racing tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure we have some races lined up every single night from now until the end of the week. So most of the races will be hosted on the Randomizer Mania channel, but for nights like this, when we have multiples, we'll probably have a few around the internet, but definitely please hang out with us and watch more Randomizer races in the future.
Alright, bye-bye, everybody.
Good night. Say good night, Trank.
Good night.
Aha.